What if you could face life's toughest moments, hatred, failure, or fear, and still walk away with a heart full of peace? Imagine a life where criticism slides off you, setbacks lift you higher, and the noise of the world fades into clarity. This isn't a fantasy, it's the promise of 8 powerful Buddhist lessons that can transform how you live, love, and grow. In this video, we'll dive into timeless wisdom that has helped me find unshakable calm amid chaos, and it can do the same for you. From letting go of hate to embracing life's impermanence, these principles aren't just ideas, they are a roadmap to a life of resilience, compassion, and true freedom. Stick with us until the end, because by the time we're done, you'll have tools to navigate life's storms with a steady hand and an open heart. Let us start this journey together. Your path to peace begins now. 1.Do not hate those who hate you. What if you could walk through life untouched by the venom of others' hatred? Imagine a world where negativity simply passes through you, leaving your heart steady and your spirit unshaken. This is not a distant dream, but a practice rooted in the timeless wisdom of Buddhism, one that invites us to rise above the cycle of hate and find true peace within. The principle of not hating those who hate you is a powerful call to transform how we respond to the world's pain. And it begins with a single radical choice: to let go of hatred and embrace compassion. When someone directs criticism, disdain, or even malice toward us, it is natural to feel a sting. Our instinct might be to strike back, to mirror their anger with our own. But pause for a moment. Where does their hatred come from? Often it is not about you at all. Those who harbor hate are frequently wrestling with their own inner turmoil, their fears, or their unresolved wounds. Their words or actions are a projection of their suffering, not a reflection of your worth. Recognizing this doesn't excuse harmful behavior, but it frees you from taking their negativity personally. Why let someone else's pain dictate your peace? Holding on to hatred is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It clouds your mind, disrupts your calm, and pulls you away from what truly matters: living with purpose and joy. Instead, choose to rise above. This isn't about being passive or ignoring injustice. It is about refusing to let others' darkness dim your light. By focusing on kindness, patience, and compassion, you reclaim your power. You decide that your heart will remain open, even in the face of hostility. This practice has carried me through moments when harsh words or unfair judgments could have derailed my peace. Each time I chose compassion over resentment, I felt lighter, stronger, and more aligned with my true self. The path isn't easy, but it is liberating. When you let go of hate, you create space for understanding and connection, not just with others, but with the deepest parts of yourself. So, the next time hatred comes knocking, let it pass. Choose kindness. Choose peace. In doing so, you will find a strength that no amount of negativity can touch, a peace that endures. 2. Practice humility. What if the key to true wisdom isn't in what you say, but in how you live? In a world obsessed with loud voices and flashy achievements, the quiet power of humility shines like a beacon, guiding us toward a life of peace, love, and fearlessness. Rooted in Buddhist teachings, humility isn't about shrinking yourself or hiding your light. It is about recognizing that we are all part of a vast, interconnected web of life, where every moment offers a chance to learn, grow, and connect with others. This practice has reshaped how I see myself in the world, and it can do the same for you. Humility doesn't mean downplaying your strengths or staying silent when you have something to offer. Instead, it is about understanding that true wisdom transcends boastful words or the need to prove yourself. It is found in how you carry yourself peacefully, with an open heart, unafraid to face life's uncertainties. I've learned that when I let go of the urge to impress or dominate a conversation, I create space for something deeper, genuine connection. By listening actively, not just to words but to the emotions and stories behind them, I've discovered the beauty of others' perspectives. It is humbling to realize how much I don't know, and that realization fuels my desire to keep learning. This interconnectedness lies at the heart of humility. We are not isolated islands but threads in a tapestry, each life touching countless others. When I approach people with this mindset, arrogance fades, replaced by compassion and empathy. I recall moments when a kind word or a patient ear turned a tense encounter into one of understanding. Humility isn't weakness. It has strength that breaks down walls, fostering bonds that uplift everyone involved. Embracing humility means seeing every interaction as a chance to grow. It is admitting you don't have all the answers and staying open to life's lessons, whether they come from a friend, a stranger, or even a quiet moment alone. This practice has brought me closer to the person I want to be, someone who lives with love, listens with care, and faces challenges fearlessly. So step into humility today. Listen more, judge less, and let your life reflect the wisdom that words alone can never capture. In that stillness, you will find a peace that transforms everything. 3. Don't allow others to control your life. What if you could walk your path unshaken by the voices trying to steer you off course? Picture your life as a winding trail through a vast forest, where every step is yours to choose. The Buddhist wisdom of staying true to your own journey reminds us that while others may offer opinions or judgments, your life is your own to shape. This truth has anchored me through moments of doubt, and it can empower you to live with confidence, grounded in the present moment and guided by your inner compass. Life is filled with voices, friends, family, strangers, even society itself, each with their own ideas about how you should live. Their advice can be a helpful signpost, but it is not the map. Too often, we let these external opinions drown out our intuition, pulling us away from the path that feels authentic. I've felt the weight of others' expectations, urging me to follow routes that didn't align with my heart. But I learned that surrendering my direction to others only left me lost. Your journey is uniquely yours, and no one else can know the way forward like you do. The Buddha's teaching to focus on the present moment is a lifeline here. When I center myself in the now, distractions fade. The past's regrets and the future's worries lose their grip, leaving space for clarity. Trusting my intuition became a practice of listening to that quiet, steady voice within one that knows my values and dreams better than any external critic. Making decisions from this place of authenticity feels like planting my feet firmly on the ground, unshaken by the noise around me. This doesn't mean ignoring advice or closing yourself off. It's about weighing others' words with an open heart while staying true to your core. I've found freedom in choosing my own steps, even when they diverged from what others expected. Each choice rooted in my truth built confidence, like a hiker growing surer with every stride. You too can claim this power. Let the world's opinions swirl like leaves in the wind, but keep your eyes on the trail beneath your feet. Trust your intuition, live in the present, and walk your path with courage. That is the journey to a life that is truly yours. Listen twice as much as you speak. What if the secret to wisdom lies not in what you say, but in what you hear? In a world that celebrates loud voices and quick replies, the Buddhist practice of listening twice as much as you speak offers a radical path to clarity and connection. Deep listening, truly hearing others, nature, and your inner self unlocks a profound understanding that quiets external noise and fosters compassion. This practice has transformed how I engage with life, and it holds the power to ground you in a peace that nothing can disturb. Listening isn't just about catching words. It is about opening your heart to the essence behind them. When I lean into a conversation, noticing the tremor in someone's voice or the unspoken weight in their pause, I see their humanity, their joys, struggles, and hopes. This kind of listening builds bridges, turning fleeting interactions into meaningful connections. I've felt the warmth of understanding bloom in moments when I chose to listen fully, setting aside my urge to respond. It's humbling to realize how much wisdom others carry, waiting to be heard. But deep listening extends beyond people. The rustle of leaves, the rhythm of a stream, or the quiet of a still morning, they all speak, if you are willing to hear. These moments reconnect me to the world's pulse, reminding me that I am part of something vast and alive. Even more, listening to my inner self, those whispers of intuition or flickers of doubt, has guided me through choices no one else could understand. Each time I listen this way, I grow wiser, seeing the world with a clarity that cuts through chaos. The Buddha taught that understanding everything is to forgive everything, and listening is the key. It is not about staying silent to avoid conflict. It is a quiet act of strength that cultivates compassion. In a noisy world, choosing to listen is like finding a still point in a storm. It has taught me to empathize with the unheard and connect with the unseen, weaving a tapestry of shared humanity. So try it today, listen more than you speak. Hear the stories, the silences, the world around you. In that act, you will find wisdom, forge bonds, and discover a peace that anchors you, no matter what noise surrounds you. 5. Accept the worst in life. What if embracing life's darkest moments could set you free? The Buddhist teaching of accepting the worst in life isn't about giving up, it's about facing the truth of impermanence with a courageous heart. By acknowledging that suffering is a natural part of our journey, you can break free from the grip of constant worry, cultivating a resilience that allows you to meet challenges with peace and strength. This practice has carried me through my own storms, and it can anchor you in a calm that nothing can shake. Life is a dance of joy and sorrow, yet we often resist the idea that hardship is inevitable. We fear loss, failure, or pain, letting these what-ifs haunt our minds. Ivy laying awake at night, imagining worst-case scenarios, losing someone I love, or facing a crushing setback. But the Buddhist wisdom reminds us that suffering isn't the enemy. Our attachment to a life free of it is. When I began to accept that challenges are as fleeting as moments of happiness, something shifted. I stopped fighting life's flow and started embracing it, imperfections and all. Accepting the worst doesn't mean inviting trouble or ignoring hope. It is about training your mind to see hardship as part of the human experience, not a personal attack. This mindset strips fear of its power. I recall a time when a major plan fell apart, and instead of spiraling, I leaned into the lesson. I am stronger than I think. By expecting life to bring both light and shadow, you build resilience. Like a tree that bends but doesn't break in a storm. You face challenges with clarity, knowing you're capable of handling whatever comes. This practice is liberating because it roots you in the present. Worry thrives on the unknown, but acceptance grounds you in what is. You're no longer a prisoner to imagine futures. Instead, you move forward with a peaceful heart, ready to meet life's ups and downs with grace. I've found that this courage spills into every corner of my life, making me bolder in love, work, and dreams. So, embrace the truth. Suffering is part of life, but it doesn't define you. Let go of fear, accept the worst, and discover a strength that carries you through anything. That is the path to a heart at peace. 6. Be aware of the dangers of fortune. What if everything you've been chasing, money, status, possessions, is leading you away from true happiness? In a world that equates wealth with worth, the Buddhist teaching to be aware of the dangers of fortune cuts through the noise, pointing us toward a richer, more enduring kind of treasure. True wealth, as the Buddha taught, isn't found in the cars we drive or the houses we own, but in contentment, health, and the meaningful relationships that anchor our lives. This truth has reshaped how I see success, and it can guide you to a life of deep fulfillment, rooted in the present and free from the fleeting allure of material comforts. We live in a culture that glorifies accumulation. Bigger bank accounts, fancier gadgets, and higher status are sold as the path to joy. I've felt that pull myself, chasing after things I thought would make me feel secure or admired. But the shine of new possessions always faded, leaving me hungry for more. The Buddhist wisdom reminds us that material wealth is impermanent. Cars rust, houses age, and luxuries lose their luster. When we pin our happiness to these fleeting things, we set ourselves up for disappointment. I learned this the hard way when a prized possession broke, and the sting of loss taught me how fragile such fortune is. True wealth, I've come to see, lies in contentment, the ability to find joy in what you have right now. It is sitting with a cup of coffee, savoring its warmth, or watching a sunset and feeling whole without needing anything more. Contentment isn't passive. It is a radical act of gratitude that shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present. I recall a quiet evening with friends, laughing over a simple meal, and realizing that no amount of money could buy that warmth. These moments, so easy to overlook, are the ones that nourish the soul and leave a lasting glow. Health, too, is a cornerstone of true wealth. Without it, no amount of riches can bring peace. I've seen how a single illness can shift priorities, making a walk in the park or a pain-free day feel like a gift. Prioritizing health through rest, movement, or mindful eating isn't just self-care. It is an investment in a life well lived. But above all, it is the relationships we nurture that form the bedrock of a meaningful existence. The Buddha called faithfulness the best relationship, and I've felt its truth in the steady presence of loved ones. A late-night call with a friend, a hug from a family member, or a shared silence with someone you trust. These connections outlast any material gain. They offer support, joy, and a sense of belonging that no object can replicate. Focusing on these treasures doesn't mean rejecting comfort or ambition. It is about balance, enjoying what you have without letting it define you. I've found freedom in loosening my grip on possessions, choosing instead to invest in moments and people. A walk in nature, a kind word exchanged, or a quiet moment of reflection, these are the riches that endure. The danger of fortune lies in its seduction, pulling us away from what truly matters. When I shifted my focus to cultivating contentment, I felt lighter, as if I'd shed a weight I didn't know I was carrying. This practice invites you to pause and reflect. Where are you seeking wealth? If it is in things that fade, try turning toward the present. Appreciate the breath in your lungs, the laughter of someone you love, or the stillness of a quiet moment. Nurture your health and your relationships with the same care you'd give a prized possession. In doing so, you build a life of profound richness, untouched by the dangers of fleeting fortune. This is the path to lasting happiness, a wealth that grows not by accumulating more, but by cherishing what is already yours. So, step away from the chase. Embrace the now, hold your loved ones close, and discover a joy that no bank account can measure. 7. See failure as a stepping stone. What if every stumble in life is secretly paving the way to your greatest growth? The Buddhist wisdom of seeing failure as a stepping stone invites us to reframe setbacks not as dead ends, but as vital moments that shape us into wiser, stronger versions of ourselves. Each challenge, each misstep, is a chance to build resilience and move closer to your true potential. This perspective has turned my own falls into lessons, and it can empower you to embrace risks with courage, knowing that every mistake holds the seeds of transformation. Failure stings. I've felt the weight of plans collapsing, a project that flopped, a dream that didn't pan out. In those moments, it is easy to see setbacks as proof of inadequacy. But the Buddha's insight that what we do today is what matters most reminds us to view life as a series of fresh starts. Setbacks aren't failures. They re-invitations to learn. Like a child learning to walk, each fall teaches balance. I recall a time I took a risk that didn't pay off, only to discover a new skill in the process. That failure became a cornerstone of my growth, refining me like a sculptor chiseling stone. Embracing this mindset means welcoming challenges, not fearing them. It's about taking risks, trying that new venture, speaking your truth, or stepping into the unknown, knowing that even if you stumble, you'll arise wiser. Every mistake reveals where you need to grow, pointing the way forward. I've found that the more I lean into these moments, the less power fear holds. Each step, even the shaky ones, builds resilience, making me more capable of handling whatever comes next. This practice isn't about ignoring disappointment. It is about seeing it as temporary, a teacher rather than a verdict. When you view setbacks as stepping stones, you stop defining yourself by what went wrong and start celebrating how you grow through it. You become like a river, flowing around obstacles, carving a path to your true potential. So, the next time life trips you up, don't shy away. Embrace the fall, learn its lessons, and stand taller. Take risks, knowing each challenge is shaping you into who you were meant to be. That is the path to a life of courage, wisdom, and unstoppable growth. 8. Always remember death is waiting. What if the thought of death could ignite a life bursting with meaning? Far from being a grim shadow, the Buddhist practice of reflecting on life's impermanence is a wake-up call to live mindfully, with purpose and heart. By remembering that death awaits us all, weary urge to let go of trivial stressors and pour our energy into love, connection, and wisdom, the things that truly matter. This truth has reshaped how I move through my days, and it can guide you to make every moment count. The idea of death can feel heavy, even frightening. I've caught myself dodging it, distracted by to-do lists or petty worries. But the Buddhist teaching to face life's end isn't about fear, it's about clarity. Knowing our time is limited sharpens our focus. Why waste years chasing things we can keep, like status or stuff, when we could be building bonds or seeking truth? I once spent months stressed over a minor setback, only to realize it was dust compared to the fleeting gift of being alive. Reflecting on death snapped me back to what is real. This practice doesn't mean obsessing over the end, but living more fully in the now. Choosing to call a friend instead of scrolling, to forgive a grudge, or to pause and feel the breeze on your skin. Prioritizing love and connection has brought me closer to people I cherish, their laughter and stories reminding me what endures. Seeking wisdom through learning, reflection, or simply listening has grounded me, turning fleeting moments into lasting growth. These choices make life rich, not because they last forever, but because they matter now. Remembering death strips away the noise. Setbacks, arguments, or missed chances shrink when you see them against the vastness of your finite days. I've found freedom in this, letting go of what doesn't serve my heart. It's like carrying a notebook of what counts: love, kindness, truth, and checking it daily. So, let death be your gentle reminder, not your fear. Live mindfully, love fiercely, and chase wisdom over worry. Each breath is a chance to focus on what lights up your soul. Start today. Reach out, reflect, and make your time matter. That is the path to a life well lived, one that shines even as the end waits. You have just experienced 8 profound lessons that can change the way you see the world and yourself. These are not just words, they are practices that have carried me through dark days and into brighter days, and they can do the same for you. By choosing compassion over hatred, humility over pride, and presence over anxiety, you will not only survive life, you will thrive in it. The beauty of this path is that you can walk it starting right now. So take a moment today to listen deeply, to embrace a challenge, or to appreciate a simple joy. Let these teachings guide you, not just for today, but for every step of your journey. If this video resonates with you, please like it, share it with those who need it, and subscribe for more insights to light your path. Continue walking your path with courage and heart, because a life of peace and wisdom is within your reach. Until next time, be sincere, be kind, and keep growing.